Hey guys, I'm back here with another tutorial. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to replace or how to restore any pair of headphones. For this tutorial here, I'm going to be using these Bose headphones. These were going to be tossed out, so as you can see there's glue on them, so they're not new or anything. And the reason why they were being tossed out was because the headphone plug here broke. So what I'm going to be showing you guys how to do is how to change the plug on any headphones. Additionally, I bought some new pads for these headphones, so I'll be using these to restore that as well. Need these things. Links will be down in the description for the pads and the replacement headphone jack. Additionally, from that stuff, you will need some soldering iron. You may need some glue, so hot glue. You're gonna need a lighter for the heat shrink. Should be it. So let's go ahead and get started here. First off, you'll want to strip these wires, so use scissors, or you might be able to just use your fingernails to strip these wires here. So once you have these stripped like this, just twist them up with their own color. So the red one is typically the right audio and the green one is the left audio. The copper wire is just a ground wire. So you should have something that looks like that. And next we need to figure out where these wires go on this replacement jack. So get your replacement jack, and this is gonna come with some heat shrink tubing. It's gonna come with the jack, which is gonna have a little bit more heat shrink tubing. And here you can unscrew this, and this will show you the pins. Alright, so on this first pin here maps out to this innermost pin. The second contact goes to the second innermost pin right here. The third contact on this side goes to the first pin, and the last one here actually is for the microphone. So the microphone maps out to the outside casing here. So if you have headphones that use a microphone, then you would solder that last wire to this outside. Anyways, let's go ahead and get this soldered in place here. So first off, get the big piece of heat shrink tubing and slide this here over all your wires. Secondly, get your wires and route them through this so that it looks like this. So that way, once you're done, you can have this heat shrink onto the cable. Then get it all separated. And this wire is actually insulated. There's a very thin coat of insulation on these wires, so they can be touching and still not short each other out. So at this point, I suggest you get your wires pre-tinned. So in order to do that, you just lay them out and put some solder on them. This way, when you put it on the actual contact, it'll melt right on without any problems. And to pre-tin these, you just have to hold the solder in place so it melts off that layer of insulation, and then the solder can get absorbed into the copper wire. Alright, so there we go. Should be decently okay. Then the next thing we need to do is get these wires through here and solder them on. A pair of scissors and just cut the excess off. I'm just gonna pre-tin these points on here too. Alright, so this can actually be opened slightly like so. This way you can slide these cables in without much of a problem. So just worry about soldering the right wires in place. Remember, this innermost one is ground and this outermost casing is ground. Then this second one is right audio and the innermost is left audio. Alright, so that is it. And then at this point you can go ahead and close out this ring, or it might break like that. If it breaks, don't worry too much about it. Just make sure to route all these wires down the length here. So make sure all the wires are in there and soldered to the right place. Then just bring this up, and if you can, close this out a little bit, crimp it down so it's a little bit more compacted, and then just get this piece and slide it over the top like that. Screw it in place. Then the only other thing you need to do is, I would suggest testing it out. At this point I'm going to go ahead and do that and make sure both sides here on the headphones are working. So here I've downloaded an application on my phone called Stereo Test, and I can use this to test the audio on these headphones. So here I'll put it up to the microphone and test it. And as long as both of them are working properly, you can go ahead and proceed. So at this point, you just need your lighter and just heat shrink this onto the wire. So just heat it up and it'll shrink to the wire, and then get this longer heat shrink and just get it right here. And same thing with this one, just heat it up and get it to shrink around the wire. And that is it. Alright, so that is all working fine. The headphone jack is back in place, and this is just added so it won't short out. And then with these headphones, I'm going to go ahead and add these new pads to them as well. So these pads basically just rip out of here like that. And so the way you put these in is, it looks like we've got some tape, and we're just gonna put these in like that, tape them in place. Yeah, so get these pads here and remove the backing. And if you've got other pads on here, you may want to take those off now, and then just clean this up as much as you can. If there's other tape there, remove it just so that the new tape can stick there without any problems. And then just get your pad here, put that in place. Doesn't really matter how you put it in as long as it fits in here. And then get your new pads here and just slide these in place. The way these work is they just slide in, and there are these little tabs all around the edge that hold it in place, so you just have to squeeze it under all those tabs. And there you go. So there's that side done. Then just do the same thing with this other side here. And same as the other side, just get the pad and stick it here. And then just get the foam pad here and put it in place. With these foam pads, some of them are a little bit bigger than the original, so you might have to cut a little bit of this material here to make it fit properly. And as always, you can always use glue to secure it in place. If you don't want to use hot glue for this, you may want to use super glue instead. It works much better. So I suggest cutting a piece like that off of it. This way you can compress this without worrying too much. Just be careful when you rip this off so you don't break the pad there. So this way you can squeeze it like that just a little, and it should fit here without any problems. And just clean off the excess glue so you can't even tell that the pads have been glued down. And there we go. So in the description I will have links to the official pads. These were the unofficial pads, so that's probably why they didn't fit properly. So that is it for this tutorial on how to restore any headphones. Specifically here, these Bose headphones, but the headphone jack part will apply to any headphones that you may have. And this part here will be listed down in the video's description, as well as any other parts and tools used in this tutorial. If you guys found this video helpful or informative, please remember to like, comment, favorite, or share the video. Consider subscribing as well for future tutorials such as this, repair tutorials, console tutorials, etc. Also consider checking out some of these sponsors down in the video's description. But anyways, as always, thanks for watching guys, and I will see you next time.